Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. My name is Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us at the McQuinn Athletic Complex on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's. We're bringing you once again Metro West Conference Boys Lacrosse. Bloomington Jefferson visiting Benilde-St. Margaret's. You saw their records on the screen, 1-3 against the 3-0 defending state champion Benilde Red Knights. We were here last week. They were off to a great home start with a win, and now they are off again against their Metro Conference rival just down Highway 100 in Normandale Boulevard or Old Shakopee Road. You'll find Benilde or Jefferson High School, and here they are on the road. They are in their customary powder blue uniforms and the Red Knights in white with red numbers underway on offense, and that is number 6 with the ball to start off with, Gus Bell. Now on the near side, in nets for the Red Knights is again number 27, the junior goaltender Axel Esco. And in nets for Bloomington Jefferson, I believe is Mason, number 10 it is. His name is Bennett Lindman, also a junior goaltender. And there is a goal right off the bat. Looks like Gus Bell, number 6, gets the scoring off. And when we were here just last Thursday, Gus Bell got 6 goals to match his jersey number, and he is off to another fine start here early in the first quarter. That goal comes with 10:59 remaining, 12-minute quarters, 1-0. Gus Bell accepting congratulations along the sideline, and he is off to a great start, scoring-wise that is. 6 goals last Thursday, 1 goal tonight, and he takes a well-deserved break, and on the face-off, won by number 7, Max Miller. He's their face-off specialist, and arguably the most important position in the game is winning face-offs in lacrosse, especially against equal competition. Not sure we have that tonight with Bloomington Jefferson coming in at 1-3, and there's another quick shot, and this time deflected in front, and a nice save by the Jaguars, Bennett Lindman. And now the Jaguars have possession, an outlet pass on the bounce, gets across midfield, perfectly placed there to Lucas Whammer, and right in front, and another nice save by Axel Esco. That was a point-blank shot, and Esco came up big, quick reflexes, and now on the outlet pass, Kaya number 11, that's Will Connor, draws a whistle, and we have a stoppage. And is there an early timeout? It looks like there is, as both teams retreat. Here is number 21 with that shot. 21 is Hunter Payer, the junior, also a prolific scorer from last year. And now here was the scoring opportunity by the Jaguars. What a nifty pass right in front, point blank range. Attempt there by number 16, Kevin Graff, the sophomore attacker. And you got to think he's going to be dreaming about missing on that opportunity. But on the other hand, what a great save by Axel Esco, as he was ready. But the pass was especially brilliant, I thought, for the Jaguars. But a timeout on the field, 10-11 remaining. I believe the Red Knights may have taken that timeout, I'm not sure. But it appears they will retain possession of the ball. Again, 10-11 remaining. First quarter, again, glad you're with us here as we're streaming live on ParkTV 16 on location. And the sunshine is out. Temperatures about 50 degrees. I expect it to drop throughout the evening. All the players are in shorts though. Summer is supposed to be coming, although the temperatures look like they're going to cool off this weekend before they get warmer. So another typical April here in Minnesota, and that quick shot taken by number 1, Carson Brandt, deflected in front, rebound to the Jaguars on the far side as they rush it. Nice cutback, but losing it was number 21 for the Jaguars, Casey Mickelson, the senior. Now ball loose in the Jaguar zone and picked up by number 18 with the long stick for the Jaguars. It's Eric Johns, the sophomore defender, and now a whistle away from the play. And are we gonna have another timeout? We are. So already just underway here, 2.5 minutes into the first quarter, and we already have our second timeout. And I have to admit, if you've heard me broadcast last week's game, I have yet to understand why there are these timeouts at times and when they take them. But occasionally, if they see something that needs fixing right away, then that's why you call the timeout. So that's what's going on here. I personally could not recognize what that would be. Benilde up 1-0, coming in with a 3-0 undefeated record. Jaguars 1-3. But again, that's why I am not the coach. So they continue to talk it over. Second timeout in the last minute here. Gives us a chance to review, I guess, how Benilde got to 3-0. They started off the season not that long ago, barely a week, April 15th. What is today, the 25th? So just 10 days ago, they're already playing their 4th game. And it looks like a truncated schedule. I'm looking at how many games it looks like they're barely going to play a dozen in the regular season, which ends May 22nd. So just a month away before playoffs start. Okay, following the timeout, looks like the Jaguars will have possession. Starting off with it is Reese Washington, number 8, behind the Jaguar goaltender, and he gets it over to the goaltender, number 10, Bennett Lindman. He's going to have his work cut out tonight, going against the defending state champion, 3-0 Red Knights, and he'll rush it out, looking to pass, pulls up, gets it to midfield. Nice quick pass from number 23, Owen Baker. Got it to the other side, but now great defense by the Red Knights. Now into the offensive zone. That's number 1 with it, Carson Brandt. Brandt on the near side, cuts back left, finds an open man right at point-blank range, was number 16 for the Red Knights, Dylan Popane. His shot blocked by the goaltender, Bennett Lindman. Lindman coming up big again. Now a turnover in the Jaguar zone, and they get it right back. And a nice outlet pass to number 23 for the Jaguars. Baker into the open offensive zone, gives it up as he retreats to his position. And now with it for the Jaguars, number 16, Kevin Graff, the sophomore. Now up top to the near side, that's number 5 with it. His name is Mason Van Brunt, just a freshman. Now Van Brunt with it. He'll go one-on-one against the Red Knights, gives it up to the near side to number 8 for the Jaguars, puts the move on. His name is Reese Washington. Now Washington to the far side in the sunshine. Jay Howitt, the sophomore. Ball rotates all the way around, now struggling with it, but able to regain possession was number 16, Kevin Graff. Now Graff back to the 9th grader, Mason Van Brunt. Brunt now getting pushed back, and look at that ironclad red curtain defense by the Red Knights. That is going to be another issue for the Jaguars, is how good this defense is for the Red Knights. Look at the intensity by number 11, Will Connor, as he pushes them with the cross stick. Jaguars looking for a shot here, being kept on the perimeter, but also showing patience as the clock is now below 8 minutes to go. First quarter, just 1-0, and this has got to be the strategy for the Jaguars. They know how prolific of a scoring machine the Red Knights are, and this is not bad strategy. Be very patient, and a quick shot blocked in front. And out of bounds, Jaguars retain possession. Nifty shot there taken by number 5, Mason Van Brunt, right there as he whips it around. Number 8 on defense, William Fratelloni. Now trying to work the near side shot. Rebound in front. Ball loose, picked up by number 8 for the Red Knights, William Fratelloni. Another scoring opportunity goes by the wayside for the Jaguars as the clock now approaches nearing 7 minutes to go. We're at 7:07 in the first quarter. Now the Red Knights into the offensive zone against the Jaguars. That's number 0, Kyle Stevens, their specialist defender with the long stick, gives it up. Now back out top to Brandt. Brandt, number 1, the senior attacker, backs it up, rolls it over to the top of the key to number 2, Robbie Hoyt, who comes off the sideline. Look out for Hoyt, too, another prolific scorer. Now Gus Bell, who really is the prolific scorer this year so far. Has 7 goals in the last 2 games for sure. Now quick, nice, crisp passing by the Red Knights. Now to the near side to number 21, Hunter Payer. Now Payer, look out for him. He's got loads of talent. It's his pass, a little miscommunication intended for Brandt. Brandt leaned right. Payer thought he was going left. And a turnover on the Red Knights. Clock stopped with 6:19 remaining. Now ball played by the Jaguars to the near side. That is number 10, Bennett Lindman. Now Lindman He has a propensity to draw it all the way on his own. Now, taken by number 1, that's Jay Howitt, the sophomore. Howitt now rushes the right side, being guarded closely by number 33 on defense. That's Brady Marcus, just also a freshman out there for the Red Knights. Now freshman number 5 for the Jaguars, Van Brunt. Van Brunt now. Another quick shot that goes wide left and out of bounds, and Jaguars will retain possession. Here is Van Brunt, not shy to shoot it. He really lets it go. So you can see the skill he has, but again, the Red Knight defense, and here's an opportunity to shot at a goal. I could see that right from over his shoulder, my vantage point, and that was an excellent play by number 16, Kevin Graff, the sophomore, as he rushed from behind the goal line, got some separation on his defender, and there was the screen right there that set him loose, and he saw a quick opening and kind of handcuffed, I think, Axel Esco, and I'm not sure that didn't go off his face mask. It was kind of hard to tell in the replay, but nevertheless, a stellar play there by number 16 for the Jaguars. Ties it up. Dylan Propane with 5:35 to go. We go back to the center circle for the ensuing face-off, and that's Van Brunt going against number 7, Max Miller. So the freshman, Van Brunt, clearly the leader on this team, and he wins that face-off. Van Brunt, what can't this freshman not do for the Jaguars? And he'll take a break as he rushes off. Now the Jaguars with possession and the ball. Number 16, who just scored, with it, Graff. And you got to think he's feeling a lot of confidence after that, and the whole Jaguar team feeling confident. If they can stay close, that's how upsets happen. You got to think they're bringing their A game. Whenever you're the state champions, you're going to have an X on your back for every single game all season long. Now the miscue, and it may have been in the sun. It's going to be an over and back. It is. So an unforced error by the Jaguars turns it over to the Red Knights. That comes with 4:51 to go, clock running. Now right in front of a quick shot taken by Kyle Stevens. And there was some interference there, but good defense, and the ball ends up in the Jaguars' possession. We just look at that replay. Great defense by the Jaguars, and they have it again. And even though they're 1-3 on the season, they are playing well early here in quarter number 1 on the road. Now, nice long pass, now short, right there behind the net. Again, that is number 16, Graff. Graff out front, and again, that sunshine, I can tell you, is coming right in at a level that if you're playing on that far side trying to receive a ball, you might lose it in the sunshine. It looks like it's just happened twice in a row to the Jaguars. And now here come the Red Knights as we approach 4 minutes to go. Bell now to the near side to number 1, Carson Brandt. Brandt now trots it into the sunshine on the far side. The shadow mostly caused by the grandstand on the home side. Now Brandt behind the net, looking. Now out to the far side as they rotate around. Now Gus Bell, he has the lone goal tonight as we're under 4 to go. 3:50 to be exact. Now on the far side, the bounce shot taken by number 12, Adam Beckman, deflected in front. Now ball loose in front, and there is number 10, the goaltender, Bennett Lindman, making another save, and he has it, and he's going to throw it all the way down. He's got a wide open player, overshoots him by a ton. Number 8, Reese Washington, was wide open. I kind of like those passes. It really reminds me of football, like the long bomb pass. If they hit and you get numbers, that can cause a goal there. So the Jaguars also taking some calculated risks with those long outlet passes, but now it ends up in the Red Knights' possession as we now approach 3 minutes to go. Suddenly, after those first 2 timeouts early in the first quarter, very fast-moving first quarter. Now on the far side for the Red Knights, number 5, Luke Drews, the senior. Now behind the net to number 1 again, Carson Brandt. Brandt with the spin move as he trades places with number 34. That's Dylan Parker, the junior attacker, right in front. Packer gets it. Couldn't get it. The rebound and the goal. Picked up by number 2, Robbie Hoyt. Gets the rebound and puts it in the back of the net. And the Red Knights are back on top 2-1. So that play started with a nice foray into the offense. Then The defense, Bennett Lindman, here it is right here. The spin move on the return pass from Dylan Parker. He got it poke checked away, and look at Hoyt. Johnny on the spot. Picks it up, perfect bounce to him, and he knew exactly what to do with it. Nothing the goaltender for the Jaguars could do, but watch it get by him. And now following on the faceoff, Miller gets that one, brings it right in, and the Red Knights looking to extend their lead here early. I'm sure they're a little frustrated with only 2 goals here in quarter number 1. A little below their average for sure. And there's the goal, this time Dylan Parker. He didn't get the biscuit last time, but this time he made it happen. And now just like that, it's 3-1 Red Knights. 2:25 remaining. And Dylan Parker, after getting denied last time, you got to feel he had a mission on his mind. And number 34, Parker, the junior attacker, gets the 3rd goal of the night. That comes with 2:25 remaining. And a sigh of relief you can feel for the Red Knights, as it looked like the Jaguars were going to be putting up quite a contest here, and they still might. They're only down 2, but you get the feeling this is where the Red Knights want to just blow the doors off this one now. And let's see what they can do here as we approach 2 minutes to go along those lines. Now, poke checked away off Hunter Pear. Ball loose and picked up nicely by number 23 for the Jaguars, Owen Baker, the junior. Now into the offensive zone, number 5. Again, Van Brunt turns around, runs off, and now the Jaguars have possession, under 2 to go. 1:48 and counting, first quarter. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports on location at the McQuinn Athletic Complex in St. Louis Park. Benilde-St. Margaret's at home, 3-0 record, going against the Jaguars 1-3, and 1.5 minutes remaining. Ball loose at midfield, still loose. Jaguars fighting for it ferociously, still loose, bouncing around, and now picked up by the Jaguars, and he takes a hit. And is no whistle, or there's going to be a whistle? What a hit that was, as the tall number 11 for the Jaguars, Dane Miller, was cleated. See the replays. He picks it up, comes up, and there comes Brand, who lowers the boom on him. And we are going to have a penalty against number 34, or Brandt. He's got a knee over there. That penalty comes with 1:21 to go. So player advantage for the Jaguars with 1:17 remaining. Clock continues to wind down. Waning moments of quarter number 1. Jaguars with it. And now behind the net. In front. Oh, the centering pass. He was wide open, intended for Jay Howitt for the Jaguars. He couldn't handle it. I wonder if the sun interfered with his vision on that as well. It's coming right down at a very tough angle at this time of year. That western sunset. Now the Jaguars with 47 seconds remaining with possession. Good ball rotation. Almost hesitating. There's Van Brunt. Now to number 1, Howitt. Nice ball rotation. Number 16, Graff, who has the only goal for the Jaguars, and now intercepted by the Red Knights with 28 seconds to go. At midfield with the spin move is number 22, Bourguet. Now into the offensive zone. Picked up by number 16 for the Red Knights. That was Dylan Popane, and now a whistle as number 11 sticks his nose in there. Dane Miller for the Jaguars causes the whistle. 15 seconds, clock underway. Red Knights with possession. Now here comes Carson Brandt. Pass right at the doorstep, and a shot by Dylan Parker goes wide right. Now picked up by Van Brunt. The goaltender long down the field as he chased with Esco, and I've never seen that before, as the goaltenders playing catch to end quarter number 1. And after one complete, 3-1 our score. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Come on back for quarter number 2.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Back at ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We're at the McQuinn Athletic Complex on the campus of Benilde-St. Margaret, beginning of quarter number 2 of our Metro West matchup here between the Jaguars of Bloomington Jefferson and Benilde-St. Margaret. This time, Jaguars going left to right in quarter number 2. They tied it up in the first quarter, 1-1 until late, and the Red Knights got 2 late goals to get to the 3-1 advantage. I'm Robert Christensen, glad you're with us as we're streaming live on YouTube once again. And now the Jaguars putting up a good fight here. You get the feeling though, if they get too far behind, it could be curtains for them, but it's still early here in the first half, just underway here, second quarter. 12 minutes on the board and counting down. Jaguars now, that is the freshman showing some impressive skill. And now on the rebound after the shot. That's picked up by number 4, Nathan Morrow, the sophomore for Bloomington. Now behind the net, rushing, turning around, but Esco waiting for him. Smart goaltending by the Red Knights as we watch. Number 16, again, Graff. And Esco was waiting for that spin move, and his eyes were in the sun there. You can see the sun is also coming down just over the press box where I'm located, and it could be impacting the goaltender there as well. Now back into the offensive zone for the Red Knights. That's number 2 with it, Robbie Hoyt. I believe he got goal number 2 of the 3 they have so far. Now Hoyt directing traffic up top, much like a point guard in basketball. Now to Gus Bell. To the far side to number 5, that's Luke Drews. Now, Drews back to Bell to the near side, Hoyt. Hoyt now will rush the left side. Nice crossover move and a shot and a goal. Robbie Hoyt, my goodness. Unstoppable there. The quick move left the defender in his tracks. Look at all the space. Nothing the goaltender for the Jaguars could do, Bennett Lindman. Clearly on the defensive, Robbie Hoyt matching his number now. 2 goals tonight, puts the Red Knights up 4-1. That comes with 10:08 to go. Back to the center circle. Miller against number 5, Mason Van Brunt. 4-1 our score, 10:05 remaining, and the faceoff won by Miller and the Red Knights. And they're in the offensive zone again. Gus Bell, he's got 1 goal in the night, has it. As the Red Knights now will substitute on the fly, and in comes number 5, who receives the ball. That is Luke Drews. Now to the far side to Hunter Pear. Looking for him to get going. I remember some spectacular games last year by Pear. A lot of talent out there for the Red Knights. Now behind the net. Quick rotation to Brandt. He does a goal, goes between the legs. He took the assist from number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon. And Brandt beats the goaltender, Lindman, between the legs right here. Point blank range, bounces it. Actually, it was to the left knee, but he skipped it in there just like a stone on a calm lake. And that is almost impossible to stop with that kind of pace on the ball at that angle from that close range. That goal comes with 9:33 to go. 5-1 our score. Back to the center circle. And familiar faces to do the draw. Again, Mason Van Brunt, the freshman, going against number 7, Miller, the senior. And this time, the faceoff won by the Jaguars, picked up by Dylan Campbell, the senior defender. Campbell now rushes it all the way in the offensive zone, and it gets poke-checked right off his stick. There's that great defense by the Red Knights on display. Now Kyle Steven rushes it. His pass as he just went out of bounds. Turned it over as he did go out of bounds. So nice play by the Red Knights, but they turn it right back over. Clock continues to wind down as we approach 9 minutes remaining right now. Second quarter. Crisp night, but much warmer than last week. Game time temperatures around 50 degrees. Winds basically light, but you can see in the backdrop, not a lot of greenery showing yet. The trees still very dormant, looking and feeling as we approach late April here in Minnesota. Not completely unusual though. Oh, and there's a quick shot by Graff as he tried to add to his 1-goal total tonight as he came in from behind. And they were ready for that. That ball defended well and deflected out of bounds, stops the clock with exactly 8.5 minutes as we see the replay as Kevin Graff, the tall number 16 for the Jaguars, tried to get his second goal. Now up top and almost losing it was number 8, Reese Washington, but he regains possession, now gives it up to 1, Jay Howitt, back to Washington, now to the near side, that's number 8, Reese Washington. Washington now behind the net, and it gets tipped on defense by number 15, Riley Murphy, the junior defender. Again, showing the excellent defense by the Red Knights. That ball, though, does remain in possession with the Jaguars. Clock stopped with 8:03 remaining. And there is a flag on the field. There it is. Our producer, Paul, pointed that out. Thank you, Paul. And I look on the far sidelines, and there is a Red Knight on his knee, so penalty against the Red Knights. And that is number 12, number 13. Sometimes I can't tell. That's Raphael Johnson-Nixon, the sophomore. Not sure what he's on his knee for, but a penalty against the Red Knights. Jaguars, I think, on their 3rd power play, if that's the appropriate word.
Number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon.
All right, now Jaguars with the player advantage. I don't know if this is a 30-second penalty or a minute. That's usually one or the other. And now the defense by the Red Knights takes over again as number 8, William Fratelloni, rushes it all the way into the offensive zone. Pulls up, being guarded by number 1 for the Jaguars, Jay Howitt. Again, now number 8, Fratelloni, still with it, and now a whistle. And timeout, Red Knights. Stops the clock with 7:28 to go. So head coach Giuseppe Palermo calls a timeout with his team up 5-1. He saw Fratelloni, looked like Fratelloni may have been in a little bit of trouble as he was holding onto that ball. That may have caused the timeout, just to give him some relief. He had rushed almost the length of the field, nearly 100 yards, and it was holding onto it. He was spinning around looking for someone to dump it to, and then the whistle sounded. Timeout, Red Knights. And that's where we're at with 7:28 to go. And we can talk about what's coming up on the schedule for our Red Knights. So tonight they've got Bloomington Jefferson, then they're right back at it in 2 nights at Prior Lake. That's going to be a big matchup. Prior Lake has been a perennial contender for the state championship, so I'm sure the Red Knights have that circled, as do the Lakers of Prior Lake. Then right away, 2 days later, they've got at Edina. Then they come back, host Chaska next Tuesday. All right, looks like our meetings are over on the sideline. Both the Red Knights and Jaguars talked it over. I think it's going to be Red Knights ball, if I'm not mistaken, following the timeout, as it appeared they had possession. But recall, I still see number 13, Raphael Johnson-Nixon, on one knee. So it's still a player advantage for the Jaguars, but the Red Knights have possession. So the impact of that may be negligible. All right, there is number 1, Carson Brandt with possession as they blow the whistle, clock back underway. 7:23 remaining and counting. Way now behind the net is number 1, Carson Brandt. Brandt now taking his time, spin move. Being guarded closely by number 22 for the Jaguars. That's Dylan Campbell. And now Brandt taking up time and also using all the space available to him behind the net. And now he rushes, still with it. And now a centering pass as the cutting Dylan Parker couldn't handle the pass. And now the Jaguars have it on the turnover. That's number 21, Casey Mickelson. Mickelson rushes it all the way in the offensive zone. Pulls up, gets hacked, still with it. Still with possession after taking a couple shots. A nifty pass to Graff. At close range in traffic, Graff gets it pushed out, then he gets hit from behind. That was Gus Bell, and the referees are going to award the ball. Look at the action here and the shot. And and they're calling for a penalty, but the Jaguars have it. 6:29 remaining. 5-1 remains our score. Now with it, number 8. Very spirited contest here. Glad you're with us on ParkTV 16 Sports as the Jaguars looking to get their second goal. It's been a while as we look at the freshman, Van Brunt. Now good rotation as he regains possession, but just stellar, ironclad defense by the Red Knights. That red uniforms reminds me of like the steel curtain. Now, nice rotation by the Jaguars. Under 6 to go, and that is number 6 with it, Lucas Whammer, the sophomore. Whammer gives it up to number 5, Van Brunt. Van Brunt goes all the way across to the near side to Reese Washington. Now back to 6. Whammer now to Van Brunt. Now behind the net this time. They'll try it there with Kevin Graff. He's had success before, but look at those Red Knights all over him. He got triple team and pushed down, had to give it up. Heads out of bounds, and they're unable to catch up to it. Turnover forced again by the stellar Red Knight defense. 5:20 remaining. Now the ball in Esco, the goaltender's hands. Now to the near side, number 11, Will Connor. Connor now to the far side, and number 15 on defense, Riley Murphy. Murphy runs up. Nifty pass to Brandt, hits him perfectly in stride. Brandt, though, goes down, gets right back up, still maintains possession. Now Brandt gets it to Gus Bell on the near side. Bell now trouts to the center point position. Just under 5 minutes now remaining. Now to the near side. Gives it to Luke Drews. Drews now back to Bell. Bell at the top of the key. Now coming off the sideline into the match is Jack Anderson, 23, as he communicates with Bell. Takes a message. Bell now looking to take it himself. Drives the lane. Still looking. Pass underneath and a quick turnaround. Nifty backhanded play to Luke Drews. Nice idea, just couldn't quite make that work. We'll look to see if they do that again later in this match or in the season. Now from behind, creating a great opportunity for himself was Dylan Parker, and his shot goes wide left. Here's Parker right here, took a shot to around the head area and just missed the crossbar. As the goaltender for the Jaguars, Bennett Lindman, was a little late on that, but it was just a little off the mark. Now Brandt for the Red Knights. Gets it to number 16, Popane. His shot results in a goal. That's number 6, and I believe that was Popane. I looked away momentarily. He was the last guy I saw with it. And, or is it Gus Bell they're congratulating? It looks like Bell right there. Well, there's number 16. Oh, he gave it up to Bell. That's right when I looked away. And look at Gus Bell with that shot, just threading the needle underneath the crossbar. Almost knocks his coach over. And that's goal number 2 for Gus Bell. That's 8 in the last 3 games. And the Red Knights are comfortably in front, 6-1 with 4:12 to go. Back to the center circle. That is number 7, Max Miller. And he wins that face-off as it ends up in the basket of Robbie Hoyt, number 2. And Hoyt now being guarded closely and aggressively by Dylan Campbell for the Jaguars. And Hoyt brings it all the way out. His pass attempted to Hunter Pear, eludes Pear, but Pear does regain possession. And now gives it up to his teammate number 10, that's Cannon Mills, the senior. Now to the far side, in the corner. Dylan Parker trots behind the net. As the sun continues to set, the temperatures gradually dropping, and our clock now at 3.5 minutes to go in half number 1. They play 4 12-minute quarters in boys lacrosse in Minnesota. Now, Hunter Pear. Pear now looking to make a move, cuts in, lets it go, passes Brandt, centering pass and a shot, deflected in front, rebound Red Knights. Parker with it, he loses it as it gets poke checked away, ball still loose, and Parker able to get it, and he can't in time, and that's a turnover in favor of the Jaguars, just under 3 minutes remaining. And the Jaguars get it into the goaltender's basket, Bennett Lindman to midfield, number 23 now for the Jaguars, has possession, Owen Baker, the junior. Baker now with plenty of room. Gives it up to Kevin Graff. Graff with the lone goal tonight for the Jaguars as we approach 2.5 minutes remaining. Now on the far side to Jay Howitt for the Jaguars. Now with it, Van Brunt, the freshman, takes a shot. Deflected in front by Esco. The rebound into the hands of number 8 for the Red Knights. Fratelloni, and he rushes it in the offensive zone, and now the Red Knights are back in business on offense. That's Brandt. Brandt centering pass attempted to Kyle Stevens as he broke free, and it looked like he may have lost it in the sun as it's still poking its way over the horizon. Not for much longer though, as we have 2:04 remaining, clock stopped. Jaguars with possession, now clock back running, 2 minutes to go. And now the ball in the hands of Bennett Lindman, the goaltender, as he takes his time, threads the needle ahead to number 23, Dylan Campbell. Now Campbell rushes in to the offensive zone. He'll turn back around with 1:45 to go, and now we have a whistle away from the play, signaling a timeout on the field, or on the pitch, I should say. This time the timeout taken by the Jaguars head coach, Scott Cater. As for those that are interested, we can look at the Jefferson upcoming schedule. And they've got a few similar opponents to the Red Knights. They're going to New Prague, across south of the river in southern Scott County. Then Orono will visit from the western suburbs, and then they are also at Prior Lake, and then at Chanhassen and Chexa. At home, at Blake, at Edina, then Waconia. It feels like there's a lot less games this year. I don't know if that's because there's less teams. I thought I read somewhere that maybe the popularity of boys lacrosse is starting to wane a little bit. And I have to admit, it's been a new sport for me since I've started commenting on their games, but I've started to really come around. It's a really exciting game, and if you're all interested, you should get involved. It's a great sport. Stay in shape, running around like that. It's much like hockey and soccer combined with a little bit of basketball, I would say, just because you got the point guard and the way they rotate that ball around the perimeter, much like the shooting arc in a basketball game. So it has everything you could want. There aren't a lot of injuries. It seems relatively safe, and yet it's still tough. These guys are banging down there. They're wearing pads, so it's not for the meek. All right, now following the timeout, 1:44 to go. 6-1 our score. Jaguars come in with a 1-3 record. Red Knights undefeated, defending state champions. And the Jaguars will have the ball. And there is number 16, Kevin Graff, the lone goal scorer. You get the feeling he's going to want to get one more here before the half to give the Jaguars a little bit of momentum going into half number 2. And he'll take it from the point position. Gives up to Van Brunt, the freshman. He takes a hit from number 13, Johnson Nixon Raphael. And Brunt doesn't know what to do with Raphael Nixon. Great defense, and a quick shot goes wide left and out of bounds, and possession arrow will remain with the Jaguars with 1:11 to go. As we look at that quick shot, goes wide right. Esco looked to be in perfect position had it been on target. And exactly 1 minute now remaining in quarter number 2, 1 minute remaining in the half, and now an unforced error. Giving up the ball was Reese Washington, and now here come the Red Knights. Kyle Stevens with that long stick takes a shot. And the defender trying to get on the scoring column. Doesn't happen a lot for the defenders. Can't blame him for taking that shot, but he bounces that wide left, out of bounds. Red Knights still with possession. 42 seconds remaining. Now Dylan Parker with it. Red Knights looking to go up 7-1 here, or possibly more with 34 seconds to go. Far side, Gus Bell, he's got 2 on the night. Coming right in, Dylan Parker spins, takes a shot, and scores it. 7-1 Red Knights. That goal comes with 27.1 seconds remaining. Gus Bell set it up. Parker right there takes a shot. You think this game isn't rough? Look at the shot Dylan Parker took there. The bruises on these guys has got to be huge. Because they're not nearly as padded up as hockey players, are they? Okay, and on a cold night, this stuff hurts.
For the Red Knights, Dylan Parker.
Dylan Parker, that's at least his second on the night. 7-1 our score, 27.1 seconds remaining. Face-off won, this time by Van Brunt. Rare time that he gets the best of Miller. And look at him just get mugged out there. He takes another shot. The Red Knights are just beating him up out there. And that drew the whistle, and the Jaguars will retain possession. But that is brutal, and I mean good brutal defense by the Red Knights. My goodness, it's like a bunch of piranhas, and I mean this in the affirmative sense, how they just move right in when you get close, and now flags up from all over the place. Jaguars have possession, but it's going to run the clock out, so there'll be a penalty against the Red Knights to start the beginning of the second half, but there is the whistle signaling the end of our second quarter. Our score after one half, 7-1. You're watching ParkTV 16 on location. Come on back for quarter number 3.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are bringing you non-conference boys lacrosse. You know, I've been saying it's conference lacrosse, but they usually are in the Metro West together in most other sports, but maybe tonight they're not. Oh, that should be. Okay, it is a Metro West Conference matchup, so I stand corrected, or we do. It is a conference matchup, and there's the score, 7-1. But we're about to begin half number 2, which is the third quarter. 12 minutes on the board. The Red Knights on a commanding lead. They come in 3-0, 7-1 our score, and we're underway. I'm Robert Christensen. Again, glad you're with us on ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube, and the Jaguars are gonna need to get some goals here in a hurry in the third quarter to get back into this one. They come in with a 1-3 record. Their one win coming against Kennedy Burnsville. So there's a hyphenated or a joint team. I don't think that's new. I don't think Kennedy is joined with Burnsville. So again, lacrosse numbers may be down, as we were discussing in the first half, and now the Jaguars turn it over to the Red Knights, and look at them officially bring that ball into the offensive zone, and there is number 2, Robbie Hoyt. He's got 2 goals on the night, looking for a hat trick as he runs it out now to the top of the offensive zone, and Gus Bell comes in off the sideline. He also has 2 goals tonight. And as I've mentioned several times during this broadcast, he had 6 the other night against Eastview Appa Valley, a 16-4 victory for the Red Knights, and 6 of those 16 came from Gus Bell. Now Dylan Parker behind the net, as now the sun has set behind the grandstand here, and there's a bounce shot by Gus Bell, deflects out of bounds, and the Red Knights will retain possession. Clock stopped with 10.5 minutes remaining. I'm Robert Christensen, glad you're with us on this broadcast. There's Robbie Hoyt with a shot, and that goes high over the crossbar, out of play. And the Red Knights will retain possession, which I never quite understand. I mean, it must be tipped by the Jaguar, but oftentimes it feels like, or what I think I see, is that the team that takes the shot, it doesn't hit the other team and goes out of bounds. But again, I might not be seeing that accurately. Oh, now an interception, poke checked away, ball loose. Jaguars on the defensive end. Scrum over there in the far hash mark, and coming away with it is Gus Bell out of the melee and the chaos. And he'll give it up to Robbie Hoyt. Robbie Hoyt's at the top of the key, rotates it to the far side to number 10. That's Cannon Mills. What a great first name, Cannon. Let's see if he lets a cannon fly to the back of the net against the Jaguars. Dylan Parker, he's got 2 goals on the night. Miscue with Brand as he went right, but he gets it back. Now he's in front, loses it again. deflected in front, and now Robbie Hoyt with a quick shot and a save at point-blank range. Probably his best save of the night by Bennett Lindman of the Jaguars. Wow, Robbie Hoyt was right on the doorstep. And somehow Bennett Lindman makes the save, and now he'll trot it all the way up. And he hits a wide open crossing player. Jaguars, number 24 receiving end, Jonah Gahant, another freshman. And now the Jaguars down by 6 with just under 9 minutes to go. Kevin Graff with a shot. He got goal, the only goal, and his shot goes wide right as he tried to go low into the corner. And here's that replay. Takes a shot from the junior defender, Will Connor, which had a lot to do with that inaccurate shot. But Jaguars still with possession. That is Van Brunt. He gets it taken away by the defense again by the Jaguars, and that's Kyle Stevens as he waves goodbye, and he gets whistled for an infraction and a turnover against the Red Knights, and a shot by Brandt. The Red Knights, one style of play characteristic is they are a lot tougher. Look at that poke check away by Kyle Stevens. These Red Knights are the toughest addition I've seen in several years. They are really tough, and they are bringing the toughness to the Jaguars. 8:17 remaining, 7-1 our score. And now the Jaguars with it. And they are weathering the beating pretty well, considering not showing any signs of frustration or fatigue. Keep coming back for it. Now number 24, Jonah Gahant, now to Kevin Graff. Rotates it behind to Van Brunt. Now behind the net to Graff, and he does the backhand and try to sneak it in there, but the Red Knights were ready for it as it goes out of bounds, and the possession will be with the Jaguars on the near side. Play back underway, they stop it again with 7:40 to go as they reset. And now the whistle, clock back underway. That's Kevin Graff, number 16. Sophomore attacker, he'll try the other side, and he gets pushed back. Look at the relentless defense, how much and quickly they close the gap whenever a Jaguar tries to take a rush. Just they're so quick on defense. Look at Kyle Stevens just staying with the attacker, forcing the near turnover as it goes out of bounds, and it is a turnover forced by Kyle Stevens. Just relentless defense by the Red Knights as they bring it into the offensive zone. That's Gus Bell. Gets it ahead to Robbie Hoyt. Hoyt, last offensive foray into the Jaguars, had a point-blank shot, defended well by Bennett Lindman. And now the Red Knights on offense again, just under 7 minutes. In fact, 6:45 remaining, third quarter. No score here in the second half. Temperature now mid to late 40s. As the sun sets, the temperature will continue to drop, as the nights are still pretty chilly around here, near freezing. Slow arriving spring. Now Hunter Payer finds a player right down there, Dylan Packer, and now the save again by Lindman, and a flag just after the save comes out of the near referee. You can see him pointing, and here is Hunter Payer, and look at the save by Lindman. Finds the player, Parker, takes the shot, and look at Lindman. Pulls it right out of the air from just a couple of inches away, it felt like. And then the whistle, and I'm not sure what it's for, but it looks like it's gonna go against the Jaguars. And again, not sure why. Fortunately, I can't describe it. And I look to the far sidelines, and there is a player on his knee. And this is the first penalty I can remember tonight going against the Jaguars. There he is. And I can't decipher his number. 22 that is. That's Dylan Campbell. We've called his name several times tonight. And again, I'm not sure what he did. I'll try to listen to the PA announcer.
She's got a stack of those.
And they don't always announce them. And now underway. First player advantage for the Red Knights, 7-1. They have yet to score in the third quarter with 6 minutes remaining right now. Now quickly rotating it. Gus Bell. Hoyt with the shot. Did he have some pace on that? That ball deflected all the way back to the fence. Watch this powerful shot. Just lets it fly with everything he has. And deflected off the fence behind the football goalpost. There's another shot and another defended play by Lindman. He's got 3 saves here in the third quarter, which explains a lot why the Red Knights have yet to score. Now here comes Carson Brandt, now to Bell, and he lets one fly, and that gets deflected by Lindman. 4 saves by Lindman, as he is feeling the heat. Clock continues to run. Red Knights still with it. And look at that deflective save. 4 in the third quarter. Another shot and a goal, and what a tough angle by Gus Bell, as they are like shooting goldfish in a barrel, just letting it fly. But this time did Bell thread the needle as he went to the near post with a player in his face. Look at that, as he made Lindman flinch, and he looks to his left. He says, did I leave some room there to let that ball in there? Yes, you did. And Gus Bell gets his 3rd of the night, his 9th in 2 games. And the Red Knights up 8-1. That 8th goal comes with 5:28 to go, and it is a power play goal if I'm not mistaken. So 7 goals the lead. Face off at the center circle, 5:26 and counting. Miller wins it, and then he loses it. Jaguars with possession, that's number 5 with it, Mason Van Brunt. Now Brunt will leave the pitch, and the Jaguars have it in the far corner. That is Kevin Graff, number 16. He's getting double teamed. 22 all over him is Jack Bourget. Now Graff just facing the hits, tried to bounce one. And it went over, I believe, Axel's goaltender. Look at him take the shots and just hope against hope, tried to bounce one in. Not a bad idea, but that was going wide right, out of bounds. But the Jaguars retain possession, under 5 to go here, quarter number 3. Now to the near side. Graff. He's pretty much their only scoring machine out there, besides maybe Van Brunt for the Jaguars, but they are relying heavily on Gray, and the Red Knights know it. And they are double, triple teaming him at times. All right, now number 9 for the Jaguars. Carson Weller, the junior attacker, starts it off. 4.5 minutes remaining. Now to the near side, that's number 8, Lucas Whammer. Whammer now rotates it around to Howitt, now to the far side, and now behind the net. So quick ball rotation by the Jaguars, and there's the poke check away, this time by the defender, Will Connor. And again, the Red Knight defense proving itself right there. Now that pass to Kyle Stevens, and it's a weird light out there now. The sun's gone down, the lights are on, but it is kind of a dusk feeling out there. And until the sun goes all the way down and the full impact of those lights, until they can really see. But I wonder if the visuals are a little tough out there. Now, the Jaguars with it. 8-1 our score, 3:45 remaining. Behind the net, number 9, that is Carson Weller. Now to the near side, up to top, Reese Washington, number 8. Gets it to number 1, Jay Howitt. Howitt now being guarded closely by the Red Knights. Tries to rush it. Changes position with number 8, Weller, as they rotate it around behind. Now to Graff. Graff. He has 2 Red Knights all over him and others. Quick shot from the slot at a 45-degree angle, goes by the wayside off the mark. So the one thing the defenders that the Red Knights makes them so effective is they don't always block it, but they're so in the face of the Jaguars that their shots are never on the mark. Esco's had to make just like that. They're taking a shot, but they're not even allowing Esco to make the save. They got to get it on goal if they're going to have any chance of scoring. And it just seems like shot after shot attempt is off the mark. And that, again, is a testament to the very tenacious man-to-man double-teaming defense. Here's Graff. He's got to be getting fatigued out there, taking the shots. You can see him back away. Look at that shot. Forces the turnover. And that is the tough, rough play by the Red Knights. It's all legal and it's all good. And they are really tough on defense, really laying out the hits there. Now Kyle Stevens in the offensive zone. 2:24 remaining. Quick moving third quarter. A lot of it with the lack of scoring as they stop the clock. Everybody comes to the center of the field, takes up a lot of time. And now we're approaching 2 minutes to go as we look at number 23 take his time for the Red Knights, Jack Anderson. Anderson with it as they accomplish substitutions. Kyle Stevens comes out. Now the top of the key to number 10 for the Red Knights, Cannon Mills. Gives it up. That was number 5 on the near side, Luke Drews. Now Jack Anderson. Quick roll rotation, Carson Brandt, number 1, where he usually takes up shop on the offensive end behind that net. Kind of a point guard behind the net, and then you get point guards, and the quick backhanded shot, and what a brilliant shot that was. Suitable for framing by Carson Brandt. I hope we got that replay as he was going to his right, and he does the behind the neck reverse play. Watch this. Goes right, fakes left, and then right there, behind the back neck head pass, bounces it in, totally fools the goaltender, Bennett Lindman.
For the Red Knights, number 1, Carson
Puts
Brandt.
the Red Knights up 9-1. That play comes with 1.5 minutes remaining. You're watching ParkTV 16. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. Red Knights now with a commanding 9-1 lead. They haven't given up a goal since the first quarter when the Jaguars tied it up at 1. And it's been all Red Knights ever since. Now Gus Bell, he's got 3 on the night. He brings it into the offensive zone. Now behind the net, and there, taking his eye off of it, was Dylan Parker, and that's a turnover for the Jaguars as they take over with 1:09 remaining in quarter number 3. If you're wondering about the mercy rule, it's 12. So we're still 4 away, assuming the Jaguars don't score before they'll go to running time. And we're under a minute to go, and there is a turnover, and there is Gus Bell with it. So he brings in the offensive zone with just under 50 seconds to go. 9-1 our score. The undefeated Red Knights 3-0 against the 1-3 Jaguars. And there's Hunter Payer now. He'll be at the point position as we watch for more substitutions, and coming off the sideline to take the ball from him was Adam Beckman. Now Beckman tries that left side behind the net. Again, that's Brandt. Brandt looking like a jitterbug out there, turns around behind the net. Parker, spin move, good defense by the Jaguars. Now to the far side to Brandt, up top to number 12, Jack Anderson. Or excuse me, Adam Beckman. And there's a shot by Gus Bell, and it looked like it either got deflected or went wide right. Red Knights retain possession, 6 seconds remaining and counting. 9-1 score, quick shot, deflected, or did it hit the crossbar? One of the two. Rebound in front, and the whistle goes off just as that shot gets taken by the Red Knights. They wave it off. It was taken by Hunter Payer, and that is the end of quarter number 3. Our score 9-1. Come on back for the final quarter.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains. And if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are at the McQuinn Athletic Complex on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's. We're bringing you Metro West Conference Boys Lacrosse. And there was Max Miller to begin the fourth quarter, taking the face-off unassisted all the way down, and the save by the Jaguars, Bennett Lindman. You wouldn't think he was being very effective, but this 9-1 score actually speaks to his effectiveness. He's made several saves that could have resulted in a higher score. Now we got a flag on the near side. The Jaguars are gonna go on the power play. The next time the Red Knights touch it, 11:23. Just underway here, quarter number 4. My name is Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us on ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube, and there's going to be a delayed penalty coming up on the Red Knights. Not sure which player and for what reason, but we watched number 27 with it, Corbin Hagbaum, a freshman. And now another flag, and there could be 2 players going down on one knee for the Red Knights, and that stops the clock with 11:01 to go. And we got 2 penalties being, you can see the signals by the referee on your screen. And let's see, as the Jaguar helps them retrieve it, I look across the far side. There's Robbie Hoyt. Is he gonna take a knee, or are they Jaguars going? There's Carson Brandt. And yeah, he's gonna assume the position. Not gonna take a knee, but he's crouching down and along with them. Yeah, I thought I saw 2 penalties. They might just be talking though. Looks like pep talk there. Yeah, so Brandt, and maybe he was the culprit of both penalties. There could be 2, and I don't hear a PA announcement. They don't always announce them, at least not tonight. If I hear it, I'll let you know. But suffice to say, the Jaguars are on the power play, down 8 with just under 11 minutes to go in the match. Oh, and there is a miscue. I don't know if it's the lighting or they're just a lack of concentration there, but they do recover, picking it up, number 4, Nathan Morrow, sophomore. Now the Jaguars behind the net. Carson Brandt still on one knee for the Red Knights. Centering pass, intercepted by the goaltender. Easily done, Axel Esco. Unforced error on the Jaguars once again. Gives the Red Knights possession. Kyle Stevens, number 0. One of their main defenders, if not the main defender on this Red Knight team. Gives it up to Gus Bell. Gus Bell has the hat trick tonight. And we're under 10 to go here in the final quarter. Curious about the other sports going on tonight in the Twin Cities. The Twins are up. The Wild are down 3-0, and the Wolves are up early. But right here, most importantly, the Red Knights are up 9-1. And behind the net, that is number 12 for the Red Knights, Adam Beckman. Beckman comes right in on Lindman, and Lindman makes another stellar save, and that's what I'm talking about. This score could easily be double, except for this great goaltending display by Brendan Lindman, Bennett Lindman, I should say. And another great save by Lindman. He has at least a dozen of those tonight that all could have been goals. This score could be 20-1 at this point if it wasn't for Lindman in nets for the Jaguars. The kid has really stood up well against a barrage of shots tonight. To be commended, and now a whistle and a timeout on the pitch stops the clock with 8:56 to go. As we look at the standings here early in the season, I was just going to count up how many games they're playing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 13 games in the regular season this year, and they're the Red Knights, already with a 3-0 record. Gonna go to 2-0 in the conference and 4-0 on the year. And we're just a month left before playoffs. This is already their second appearance on ParkTV 16 Sports. Again, always glad you're with us for our broadcasts. Streaming live on YouTube on almost all of them, unless it's playoffs. And of course, you can always watch them on the website or go to YouTube and watch them on delayed. Always glad that you want to watch our service here. And now Benilde following the timeout. I think the Jaguars may have taken that one. And after several timeouts in the first quarter, I don't think there were any in the second and the third, and now we got one here in the fourth as both teams regroup. The outcome seems like a foregone conclusion, but scoring can happen lightning fast here in lacrosse. For those experienced at watching this sport, really fast. I'd say in many ways it's faster than hockey because you can just throw that ball like a bomb in football all the way down and get a quick goal. Now Carson Brandt for the Red Knights following the timeout, under 9 to go, and there's a shot and a goal. Gus Bell, number 6, gets his 4th of the night, takes a cross pass all the way from Carson Brandt. He'll get the assist, and Gus Bell, 4 goals. Boy, you look to see if he's going to be a Metro Athlete of the Week here in the Star Tribune with all these goals. I can't imagine anybody being more prolific in scoring this year than Gus Bell. My goodness. That's 10 goals in the 2 broadcasts I've done this year already, and they've only played their 4th game. If anybody's listening, nominate him, Gus Bell, to be the Metro Player of the Week, or one of the nominees for sure. His scoring prowess needs to be highlighted. Okay, now here come the Red Knights, number 2, Robbie Hoyt. Whistle though, unforced error. Possession with the Jaguars. Again, miscue there, this time by the lone goal scorer for the Jaguars. Again, Kevin Gray behind the net. Still staunch defense here by the Red Knights on that far side. That's number 8, William Fratelloni. The defenders usually don't ever get the accolades, but tonight I'm trying to give them out as they look at that rebound after the defense play by the goaltender, Esco. Picked up by number 15, Riley Murphy on defense, and now quick in the offensive zone. That's number 16 for the Red Knights, Dylan Popane trying to get a goal. Now to Robbie Hoyt. Now substituting in. On the far side comes Luke Drews as Hoyt waits for Drews to get in possession. Now also coming in off the sideline, that's Adam Beckman. So much like hockey, you can substitute on the fly in lacrosse. And now that is Luke Drews as we approach 7.5 minutes to go. Luke Drews jukes right, then left. He slips. As that surface may be getting a little slippery, the ball slips out of his basket as he whiffs on the shot, and on the missed opportunity, the ball's picked up by number 23, Owen Baker. And Baker gets it ahead to the Jaguars. Great outlet by them, very efficient as they are now deep in the Red Knights zone as we approach 7 minutes to go. And again, that's Kevin Gray behind the net. Gray tries that side, gives up the ball, it's loose. Up top, picked up by Van Brunt, the freshman for the Jaguars, as we're now under 7 minutes remaining, quarter number 4. Van Brunt in that far dark corner along the bog there. Beautiful background here, especially once it starts to bloom here in the spring. And that shot by Van Brunt goes wide right, stops the clock with 6:35 to go. And substitutions on both sides. Clock remains stopped, 6:35 to go. Looks like the Jaguars going to retain possession, but now massive substitutions by both sides. As it looks like at least the Jaguars are going to go to their bench some more, get some varsity experience for their players. And with 6.5 to go or thereabouts, that seems like a wise idea. And now the Jaguars will take it over. Clock continues to wind down. Now with it, number 6, Lucas Whammer. Whammer plays catch with Gray. Now back to Whammer. Whammer to the top of the key, that's Gray. Graf, I should say, excuse me. It's getting late. Now Graf, quick passing, this time with number 1, Jay Howitt. Or no, that was number 9, excuse me. As it gets darker out, it's hard for me to see these numbers. Carson Waller. Now ball loose, and it's smothered there by Esco as it was taken away before that by number 8, William Fratelloni on defense, and another stellar defensive play by the Benilde Red Knight defense as Kyle Stevens rushes it into the offensive zone. Number 0 on the near sideline. Turns it up, gives it up to Gus Bell. And now I look at the clock, 6:38 remaining in the match. Now Robbie Hoyt substitutes in on the offensive end. And on the far sideline, also checking in, number 23, Jack Anderson. And I think I saw number 16 on offense, Dylan Popane, and that is Popane with it on the far side. Popane rushes the right side, passes behind the net. Waiting, unaccosted now. The Jaguars not at all putting pressures. They decide to keep them in, and there's Carson Brandt as he bounces it in. And I don't know about that defensive strategy. Allowed Carson Brandt just to come right in unaccosted. You can see no defender out there challenging Brandt. So they decide to play a little bit more passive defense, but he comes in and just uses his size and weight there to get position and just use his arms to twist his body and get that ball in behind the goaltender, Bennett Lindman. And now it's 11-1 Red Knights, 5 minutes exactly remaining. We go back to the center circle, and as it's been all night, that is number 7, Max Miller against Van Brunt, number 5, and the Red Knights win it again, and we're under 5 to go. 11-1 our score. Gus Bell, he's got 4 in the night. Gets it to numbers 26 who just checked in. That's Holton Vanderlinde, just a freshman as well, as the Red Knights are also going to their bench. Now Gus Bell to Vanderlinde. Vanderlinde now at the top of the key. He'll try the right side. Gives it up to the far side. I believe that was number 11, Will Connor on offense. And now Hunter Payer had it. He loses it. And the ball comes out of bounds, and Brandt will pick it up. Red Knights retain possession. Clock stopped with 4:28 to go. Now back underway. Now up at the top. That's number 16, Dylan Popane. Now he grounds it over to Vanderlinde. Now Robbie Hoyt on the far side. Behind the net. Centering pass to Brandt. He's got several goals tonight. Now right in front to Robbie Hoyt, and the shot goes wide right. Nice look by Brandt as he found Robbie Hoyt sneaking right in there, kind of like a button hook tight end wide receiver. He just snuck right in there. And there Hunter Payer now ensuing. He hits the post. Hunter Payer, a prolific scorer, looking for his maybe first goal of the year, and almost got it right there. He's getting ever closer. Now Vanderlinde. Another miscue there. Number 2 to Hoyt. Now Robbie Hoyt as we approach 3.5 minutes remaining. Hunter Payer comes out, takes a quick shot, and having the angle on defense was Bennett Lindman as he stops Payer on that shot, and Lindman now has it. And now the Jaguars will come back on offense. They've got the one lone goal from way back in quarter number 1 when Kevin Graf, the sophomore attacker, got it coming from behind, but that has been it for the Jaguars as Van Brunt gets it poke-checked away by the rough defense, and now the rebound somehow ends up in Van Brunt's basket right at point-blank range, but Axel Esco makes the save. Here it is right in front, and Esco makes the save. He's been brilliant tonight in nets. I've been speaking so much of Lindman just because he's gotten so much action for the Jaguars, but I don't mean to neglect the stellar play by Axel Esco in nets tonight. Only giving up the 1 is a stellar night. And now the Red Knights have possession with 2.5 to go. And 11-1 lead. They're gonna go to 4-0 tonight. The Jaguars are gonna go to 1-4. Their next match, meaning the Red Knights, will become at Prior Lake at 7:30. And if you're a Red Knight lacrosse fan, that would be one to travel to, as the Lakers have been a perennial rival of the Red Knights, especially at state tournament time. As we approach 2 minutes to go. Now number 16, Dylan Popane. He's looking for his first goal of the night, takes the shot, and another save by Lindman. Keeps the score somewhat reasonable, 11-1, as we see the shot by Popane, bounces it, and Lindman makes that save. He's not a real big guy out there, at least from what I can tell from the press box, and he's played very well considering the barrage he has faced. This very powerful, big red machine. Now to the near side. Handled nicely by Jack Anderson. Now back around, 1.5 to go in the match. Now Luke Drews, little miscommunication there. And that ball is loose, and he takes a shot from behind, and that draws a whistle against the Jaguars, so the ball will remain in the possession of the Red Knights with under 1:20 to go in the match. Up top. 23 before, that was Jack Anderson. Now number 12, Adam Beckman. Beckman being guarded by number 14, Sorensen. And his shot will go out of bounds, and that stops the clock with 58.9 seconds remaining. Clock back underway, Red Knights with it. It's just a matter of what the final score is gonna be here. Luke Drews spins, looking to pad his stats, and his shot misses the upper left-hand corner just by a little bit. Look at the tough angle and just misses. Great camera shot there by Leah on camera. Up there, braving the cold, bringing us all these great images. And the clock stopped again with 40.3 seconds. Clock back underway, 37 seconds remaining. That's number 10 with it, Cannon Mills. He loses it, and the ball ends up in the basket of the brave goaltender for the Jaguars, Bennett Lindman. He has it right there. 22 seconds remaining, and that shot pass is lost at midfield. Scramble picked up by number 33 for the Red Knights. That's Brady Marcus, the freshman. Nice open field scoop up there by him, and now the shot and another save in the basket by Lindman. Despite the 11 goals he gave up, he really had a great night, and there is the final siren signaling the end of this one, and our final score as we watch the Red Knights celebrate. They win 11-1, they go to 4-0. The Jefferson Jaguars go to 1-4. So for Paul Broden, our producer, Leah on cameras, my name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again